Hi, folks. So, in an attempt to make my leaflets more accessible for those with either reading difficulties or visual impairments, I have decided that I'm going to read my leaflets, display the parts of the leaflets I'm speaking about, but it will just simply be reading my leaflets, no explanation. If you need an explanation, please feel free to drop a comment and I will happily expand on it there. So, when you receive my leaflet will be a tri-fold leaflet. So that's an A4 folded over into 3. On the front is an image of myself with the Social Democrats logo, our new branding for the future, it starts here. My name, Councillor Chris Pender, vote number 1 in a purple geometric pattern circle, and your general election candidate for Kildare South. When you open my leaflets, on the left-hand side, you will be greeted by my first panel. My first panel states, to stand up for our veterans and defence forces. Our veterans and defence forces make incredible sacrifices, often putting their lives on the line and spending long periods of time away from their families. Despite their dedication, they continue to face poor pay, inadequate support, and unacceptable working conditions. As somebody who deeply values their service, I will push for better pay, mental health services, and support for their families. Veterans deserve recognition for their contributions and access to the services they need to live with dignity and security. Below this is an image of me talking into a microphone. The next panel below that, the title is Fight for Fair Education. Every child deserves access to a full resourced, inclusive education system. We must invest in education from early years to third level, ensuring that schools support all students, including those with additional needs. I fully support the campaign for a new secondary school for Newbridge and will fight to end reliance on voluntary contributions. In government, the Social Democrats would ensure children with additional needs get the support they deserve, make primary, secondary, and third level education genuinely free, invest in special education and inclusive classrooms, provide mental health specialists in every school, and roll out free school transport scheme. On the central panel, once the leaflet is opened, you will see my next panel, the title of which is Making Housing Affordable in Kildare South. As a commuter county, the housing crisis is hitting Kildare hard. Many families, young people, and frontline workers can't afford to live in their own communities. We need urgent action to ensure housing is affordable for everyone, whether renting or buying. No one should have to move away to find a place to live. The Social Democrats and I are committed to building 50,000 homes every year, including thousands of social and affordable homes in Kildare, utilising public land to deliver homes quickly while ending vacancy and dereliction, banning vulture funds from bulk buying homes and scrapping their tax breaks, strengthening protections for renters with better security of tenure and a ban on no-fault evictions. Below this is an image of myself sitting in my office with a computer screen in the background. Below this panel is a small piece on housing. It says, in January 2024, 147 people were registered as homeless in Kildare, yet the last census said that Kildare has 4,528 vacant homes. Turning these into affordable housing could eradicate homelessness. On the next panel, which will be the inner right panel once opened, the first block is to demand climate action now. The effects of climate change are already being felt across Kildare South, with increased flooding risks and more dangerous, unreliable weather patterns. We need government action to tackle the crisis by investing in renewable energy, reducing emissions, and improving public infrastructure. As your TD, I will advocate for large-scale investment in green energy projects, public transport, and sustainable infrastructure that benefits everyone. It's time for leadership that prioritises climate action and protects future generations. This text is over an image of a wooded area. Below this panel is a purple panel that says, Kildare has the second lowest Gardaí numbers in the county, with 190 Gardaí per 100,000 people. Kildare South fares even worse. This leaves our communities under-resourced and vulnerable. On this panel is an overlaid image of An Garda Síochána's crest. Below this panel is a panel that's titled, Deliver Better Disability Services. People with disabilities in Kildare South are often left fighting for basic rights, like timely assessments, therapies, and accessible housing. It is unacceptable that the state continues to fail those we need to support the most. Having worked in both mental health and disability services, I've seen firsthand how difficult it can be for families to access what should be their fundamental rights. I am fully committed to changing that. Disability services are not a privilege, they are a right. As your TD, I will push for a rights-based approach, ensuring timely access to assessments, therapies, and needed supports in housing, education, and healthcare. This is all over an image of a young man in a wheelchair waiting on a bus. This is a trifold leaflet. There are then two further panels on the back. On the centre of the back, the title is, I am asking for your number one vote. I have worked hard as your councillor addressing housing, transport and community safety across our area. With your support, I want to bring that same energy and commitment to a national level. Together we can build a fairer, more sustainable future for everyone. I stand for building more affordable homes to rent and buy and ensuring the end to bulk buying by investment funds. Better pay and supports for our veterans and defence forces, ensuring they get the respect they deserve. Pushing for the full staffing of children's disability network teams and a new weekly cost of disability payment. Ensuring mental health services are properly funded and accessible to all. And prioritising investment in public services, housing and youth amenities to build stronger communities. This is all over an image of myself and Party Leader Holly Kearns with the words, working with Party Leader Holly Kearns. Below that is a panel containing my social media links and contact information, the first being my email, chris.pender@socialdemocrats.ie, second being my phone number, which is 085-829-8237, my link tree, which is linktr.ee/Chris Pender KE, and then my Facebook or other social media handles, which can be found at Chris Pender KE. Below this is a light blue panel asking, are you registered to vote? With the words, make sure your voice is heard, scan the QR code to check the register with a QR code. This can also be done by going to checktheregister.ie. The last and final page of my leaflet is, hi, I am Councillor Chris Pender. I have lived in Newbridge for many years, and having grown up here, I have a deep connection to the community. I'm proud to represent the people of Newbridge as a councillor on Kildare County Council. I am passionate about social justice and community well-being. As a former director of Hope Tea, a mental health charity, and now a director of Newbridge Family Resource Centre and the South Western Regional Drugs and Alcohol Task Force, I have dedicated my life to supporting individuals and families affected by addiction, mental health challenges, and housing issues. I've worked hard in Newbridge, Kildare Town and Athy to secure vital resources and services to improve lives. I am running as a Social Democrats candidate for Kildare South in the upcoming general election. I believe that our area deserves better, and I know the Social Democrats have the vision, policies and people to make real change. from tackling the housing crisis to ensuring a fairer, greener economy. Together we can build a better future for our area. I look forward to speaking with you soon. Curav Mahagot. And then my signature with again an image of myself in front of the Liffey. And the image is published by Social Democrats, Leinster House, Dublin 2, and printed by Gretton Printers, Brunswick Place, Dublin 2, printed on FSC certified paper produced from sustainable sources. This has been me reading out my leaflet, explaining the different individual pieces, and I hope this may help some individuals.